exhausted armies are digging in for the winter and counting their casualties. 500,000 British servicemen dead, missing and wounded since the war began, the Prime Minister said, replying to a question in Parliament.
"You were one of them, Burgess," says Minnie.
"Aye, one of the lucky ones," he says grimly. Food, though not yet rationed, is in short supply and expensive. Joan Anderson complains that she doesn't see how she's supposed to make a Christmas pudding without raisins, though she has been promised a goose for Christmas dinner by paying an outrageous premium to the poulterer. As it happens, they scarcely have time to enjoy their dinner. On Christmas Day, the patient's condition takes a new and alarming turn. He becomes restless as well as confused, and keeps trying to get out of bed. When they attempt to restrain him, he grows angry and abusive. Boxing Day is worse. He insists on being moved into the sitting room, and once Burgess and Minnie get him there, half carrying, half dragging him with his arms draped round their shoulders, he keeps wanting to change his place from one chair to another. He is a heavy man and nearly dead weight. When Theodora calls in the evening, she finds the nurse having hysterics in the passage. Noakes and Kidd prostrate in the kitchen, and Mrs. James alone in a corner of the sitting room with signs of panic in her eyes. Mrs. James complains that she asked Dr. Deveux to give Henry enough morphine to sedate him, but he refused. The following day, however, things improve. A couch with wheels fixed to its feet is delivered to the flat on the resourceful doctor's instructions, and by this means Henry is easily moved from the bedroom to the sitting room. Burgess pushes the couch up to the window so that he can look out at the boats and barges plying up and down the brown waters of the river. It is a view he has always loved, and he seems to find it soothing, so it becomes a daily routine to move him to the window. He gazes out for hour after hour, silent and apparently quite content, with Burgess sitting quietly beside him, occasionally offering him a drink of lemon and barley water, or feeding him soup from a bowl.
"Just like a nurse,"
Minnie reports to Joan Anderson.
"Fact, he's more gentle with Mr. James than them regular nurses, if you ask me."
Minnie always liked Burgess ever since she was taken on at Lamb House in 1905, but their relationship was different in those days. She was 23, and he claimed to be 19, but he looked much younger because of his short stature and fresh, open, snub-nosed face, and he was still called the houseboy then, his job being to clean shoes, knives, doorsteps, windows, run errands, and make himself generally useful. In the hierarchy of the servants, he was under Mrs. Paddington, who was housekeeper then, and about equal with herself as parlour-maid, her own greater age and more mature appearance being balanced by his sex and longer service in the household. Their relationship was a bantering, teasing, competitive one at first, like elder sister and younger brother. But in the years that followed, Mr. James began to groom Burgess to be his manservant, bought him suits of clothes, taught him how to shave him, how to choose and pack his clothes when he went away, gave him books to read to improve his mind, and relieved him of the more menial jobs around the house. Burgess became more polite in his speech and manners, especially when he was on duty, and Mr. James became more and more dependent on him for managing the practicalities of life. When Mr. James went to America in 1910, with his ailing brother and Mrs. James, Burgess went with him, and when he came back months later, he was a man of the world, correct and confident in everything he did, and somehow more handsome. He became, in effect, butler as well as valet, and the tacitly acknowledged head of the servants. Minnie admired him and strove always to impress him with her work. But she didn't realize she loved him until he went off to join the 5th Battalion of the Royal Sussex in August 1914. Standing on the doorstep of Lamb House beside Mrs.